happening in that meeting?
Well, I think we have a lot more knowledge about it now than we had initially. What we saw during the press conference was calculated by President Zelenskyy and his chief of staff, Yermak. There was a 20-minute bilat before that where these grievances that he laid out in some detail were not discussed at that meeting. And that tells you something, because that's where it is appropriate to have grievances and disagreements. He made his case during the press conference. So what's going on there? They calculated that they were going to take their case to the American people, and as a result of that, put pressure on Putin to move him towards his positions. So what you can see it, and I watched it 3 times now to verify, was that true or not? And it is true. You can see it. He started with the tortured soldiers, and he made the case that Putin is evil. He also kidnapped thousands of Ukrainian children, and obviously Putin is evil. And then he looked for opportunities to talk. He wasn't being asked questions like the president was, so he spoke after the president's questions, and he took the floor himself just aggressively, and he lectured the president about how Putin can't be trusted. Look at the evidence, 25 ceasefires that he's violated, and he violated one when you were president. The president said, no, that didn't happen. Zelenskyy said, yes, it did during 2016. And the president stopped looking at Zelenskyy at that point and looked at the floor. And then he debated the vice president when the vice president was trying to say, you haven't thanked us at all during this meeting. And here we got a president who's trying to achieve a diplomatic solution here. And then he challenges him by saying, JD, what kind of a diplomatic solution? And he goes on the offense again to make his point, not so much to JD or to the president, but to the American people. So the purpose of the meeting by Zelenskyy was completely different than the purpose of that press conference by the president. They came in and Zelenskyy was told this isn't going to take all that long. This is about celebrating the deal we're about to sign and telling the American people why this is good for Ukraine and why this is good also for the United States and the American people. That's what the administration had in mind. Zelenskyy had something completely different in mind, and that's why he pursued it. The administration knows this, and that's why they're frustrated. Not so much what he said, but where he said it and when he said it and what he was trying to do to manipulate the American people.
Absolutely fascinating, General Keane. Do you think that he was not expecting for there to be blowback?